All right. Today we are going to be multiplying using partial products. And it's very similar to what we did yesterday with multiplying with expanded form. They go together really well. So if you'll remember, yesterday, I'm going to really quickly review this problem. So this is how we did it yesterday. We put 452, we turned it into 400 plus 50 plus 2, and then multiplied our single digit times each part, right? We are doing the same thing today. Jace, are you focused? Then look up here, please. We're doing the same thing today. The difference is we're writing it like this, Julie. 452 times 3. Okay, so you guys have probably realized that in math we do a lot of stacking. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Step 1, we're going to estimate. Yesterday we did not estimate. Today we're going to estimate. So what is 452 rounded to the nearest 100? 5 tells the 4 to go up to a 5. What happens to the 5 and the 2? And then we multiply using our basic facts. 3 times 5 is 15 with 2 zeros behind it, right? So that's the first step. We estimate. Second step is, what's this say?
Add little zeros.
Add little zeros. This is what I mean by that. This 4 right here, is that really a 4?
No.
What is it really?
400.
It's a 400. How many zeros are in 400? 2. This is what you're going to do. You ready? You're going to put 2 little zeros up there. Aren't they cute? Okay. Is this 5 really a 5?
No.
What is it really?
50.
A 50. How many zeros are in 50?
1.
Is this 2 really a 2?
Yes.
Okay, so second step, first step we estimate, which we did. Second step, we add our little zeros. Third step, we multiply using expanded form and the distributive property. I have to tell you guys a little short story. When my daughter was in 7th grade, I went to a parent-teacher conference with her math teacher. And I said, how's she doing? And she said she's doing pretty good, but she's having a little bit of trouble with the distributive property. And I was like, I looked at my daughter and I was like,
Oh gosh.
you know it. And she was like, sorry. And I said, I happen to be a math teacher, and by tomorrow, this girl is going to be able to distribute all day long. And guess what? She was. Let me tell you what the distributive property is. Okay, let me tell you what the distributive property is. You guys, have you ever been driving down the road?
Yes. I can't drive.
Let me finish what I'm asking. Have you ever been, good point, have you ever been riding in a car on the highway and seen a big semi-truck?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And you like pass it by and you're like, and they're like, okay.
I do that all the
Okay.
time.
Okay. They love it. Truck drivers love it. I've seen it on Facebook. They're like, we want kids to do the air horn thing. But anyway, shh. All right, listen. I'm going to make this quick. So, truck drivers distribute goods along their route, right? So, distribute means to like pass out or take stuff from one place to another, right? So, we got a truck driver, okay? I'm a truck driver, and I'm at the warehouse, and my old boys are back here filling up my truck full of Hershey's Kisses. And then I get on the road, right? I get on the road, and I distribute my first load of Kisses. And then a truck driver. And he's going to distribute to each of these numbers, okay? I'm telling you this story to try and help you kind of see how this concept works. Okay, so here we go. Multiply using expanded form and the distributive property. Here's what we're going to do first. You ready? Multiply 3 times 400. 3 times 400. Then we're going to multiply 3 times 50. 3 times 50. Then we're going to multiply 3 times 2. 3 times 2. Okay, use your basic facts and your zeros. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 zeros. 3 times 5 is 15. 1 0. 3 times 2 is 6. Notice how I stacked them up as I went correctly. Okay? 0 plus 0 plus 6 is 6. 0 plus 5 is 5. 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus... Okay. Is my answer reasonable? Yes. Okay. All right. So, everybody have your paper in front of you. And number 1 says, or at the top it says, how can you use what you know about the distributive property to break apart numbers and find products of 3-digit and 1-digit numbers? So our first problem, it says, how can you write 182 as a sum of hundreds, tens, and ones? Okay? So sum tells you to do what? Sum tells you to do what, Ethan? Addition. Okay, so here's 182. Give yourself a point, Ethan. Equals something plus something plus something. 182 equals, Waylon?
100 plus 80 plus 2.
Beautiful. Give yourself a point. Okay, here's what you're going to write down on this box. 100 plus 80 plus 2. Okay, so we've had some fun, but make sure you're getting back on track, getting focused, okay? All right, so... times 182. First, we need to find our estimate. 6 times 182. Okay, so our biggest place value is the 1. What does the 8 tell the 1 to do?
Go up 1 to 2.
Go up to a 2. And then what happens to the 8 and the 2?
Zero.
Zeros. And then we multiply 6 times 200. Our basic fact
6 times 2
equals
12.
12. And then we bring over 1 0, 2 zeros. And then put in our comma. So our estimate is 1,200. Write that down. Okay. I have been hot all day, and I just realized why. Because I have the heater on. I asked you earlier. Because it was cold, like, earlier this week, and I just forgot. Okay, here we go. Shade the model. All right, so remember I told you we're going to be writing them different. So 182 times 6. 100 gets 2 zeros, 80 gets 1. And now we're going to start by multiplying 6 times our biggest number, which is what? 12.
18.
Do you see a 12?
182.
I don't mean is 80 bigger than 100? This is always your biggest number.
100.
Listen to what I'm saying. Is 80 bigger than 100?
No.
No. This is the biggest number, Cash, because this is a 100. Okay? 6 times 100. Then what do we do? 6 times what?
6 times
8. 6 times what?
What?
8. 80. Then 6 times 2. Very nice, guys. You see how that's working?
Yeah.
Okay, 6 times 1 is 6 with 2 zeros. 6 times 8 is 48 with a 0 behind it. 480. 6 times 2 is 12. Last step. Stack them and add them. 0 plus 0 plus 2. 0 plus 8 plus 1. 6 plus 4.
10.
Okay, so 1,092. That is pretty close. Oh no, our estimate is 1,200, 1,200. So our answer is reasonable. Okay, so I'm gonna have you guys fill this in now. Shade along with me. Okay, so first we did 6 times 100 and got 600. And that was this box here. Okay? Then we did 6 times 80 and got 480, and that was the middle box. And then we did 6 times 2, which is 12, and that was this little box on the end. And then the whole thing was 1,092. Okay, so get that copied down real quick, and we'll go to the next one. Yes. I know I have computer practice up this school. Going out today, sweetheart. Yeah, but this all got me down? Okay, let's talk about this later. No, just me. So what's gonna happen, that's a good question, is Miss Brown and Miss Cunningham are gonna write information. They'll say like Shelby is causing all kinds of problems.
That is not right.
No, they'll say Shelby's doing amazing in ELA. Shelby is doing fantastic in science, and then I'll read that to them.
You're doing great, Shelby.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
Do we have to copy that color?
You don't have to shade it because they actually, you can kind of tell they shaded it for you a little bit. It's fine. Okay, here we go. So this is exactly what you're going to see, the kind of problem you're going to be doing today. So here we go. All right, 2 times, stay with me, 4,572. Step 1, estimate. The 5 tells the 4 to do what? Go up to a 5. Okay, and 3 zeros. Now we multiply 2 times that and get what?
10.
And then how many zeros do we bring over? 3. Good job. Okay, and then we plug in our comma and have an estimate of 10,000.
Got it.
Okay, write it down, 10,000.
Okay.
Then, what we do next is what? What did I say to do next?
Put little zeros.
Add a little zeros. How many okay, so if you're not sure how many zeros to add, think about this. What place is the 4 in? Whoever's humming needs to stop. What place is the 4 in?
4,000.
Thousands. So if you picture 4,000, how many digits are after it? 3. So we turn those into zeros. So we're going to put 3 little zeros kind of out to the top of 4. Yep. But I'm getting ready to take a letter because somebody's continuing to hum and sing under their breath. Turn around, Cash.
No, it's not. It sounds like Waylon.
Okay.
It's not him.
Okay. Next we have 5 in the hundreds place. How many zeros does the 5 get?
3, 2.
2.
2.
Because think about 500. Picture it. It's got 2 zeros after it. Then we have a 7 in the tens place, which would be
1 0.
1 0. Good. All right. Whoops, I did them in the wrong spot. Hang on. You can leave them where you put them, but I'm going to put them above the problem. That's where they really need to be. Okay. So 4,570. Okay, we always start on partial products. We start with multiplying the 2 times the biggest number, which is 4,000. So out here to the side, I want you to write 2 times 4,000 and then an equal sign. Then 2 times 500, then an equal sign. Then 2 times 70 and then an equal sign. Then 2 times 2 and an equal sign. I would prefer that you write down all your problems first before you, Dakota, you need to stay focused, okay? I would prefer that you write down all your problems before you start solving, because then you're doing all the same thing at once. So if you write down 2 times 4,000 and then you solve it, you might forget where you are, okay? So write down all your problems that you're going to do for that equation, and then go back and solve them. So 2 times 4 is 8 with 1, 2, 3 zeros after it, so 8,000. 2 times 5 is 10 with 1, 2 zeros after it, so that is 1,000. 2 times 7 is 14 with 1 0 behind it, so 140. 2 times 2 is 4. Now, I've got them stacked up. I stacked them as I went, if you'll notice. If you did not, then you can rewrite them over here in this space. So, if you wrote the 140 starting right here, and the 4 like right here, you've just got to make sure that your 1s are lined up with your 1s, and your 10s are lined up with your 10s, and your 100s are lined up with your 100s, and your 1000s are lined up with your 1000s. Okay? So what is 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4?
4.
And then 0 plus 0 plus 4.
4.
0 plus 0 plus 1.
1.
8 plus 1.
9.
9,144. Is that close to 10,000?
Yes.
So is our answer reasonable?
Yes.
Okay. Here is how you do this with a model. 2 times 137. 2 times 137. What do we do first? We estimate. What does the 3 tell the 1 to do? Stay the same. And the 3 and the 7 become zeros. And then we do 2 times 100. 2 times 1 is 2 with 2 zeros behind it. So here's our estimate. Estimate, that's the abbreviation, equals 200. Write that down. Okay. Then, after we estimate, what do?
Add tiny zeros.
Add the little zeros. How many zeros go behind the 1?
2.
2. How many behind the 3?
1.
How many behind the 7?
0.
Okay. Now, they did a model on this the models help you, more power to you, okay? So just like yesterday, so Julie, this is what you missed yesterday. If we're multiplying 2 times 137, right? We write 137 in expanded form. So listen to how I say it. 137. That is how you separate it. 137, right? And then we multiply times 2. So in this box, you multiply. What do you multiply to get this box, Sonia?
2 times 100.
Bingo. Give yourself a point. 2 times 100. What do you multiply to get what's in this box, Brinley?
2 times 30.
2 times 30. Give yourself a point. What do you multiply to get what's in this box, Zing? 2 times 7. Give yourself a point. Very good. Okay. Now we have the 3 equations. Those same equations are what we're going to do over here. 2 times 100, 2 times 30, and 2 times 7. So Juliet, to figure out what you're going to multiply for each of these boxes, you multiply what's on the far side and what's on top, okay? So 2 times 100 is what?
200.
200 and then 200. 2 times 30. 30 plus 30. 60. Make sure to line up your 6 underneath your first 0 of the 200. And then 2 times 7 equals 14. Okay, so here we go. Now I've got them stacked up where the 1 is under the 6 and the 4 is under the 0. 0 plus 0 plus 4.
4.
6 plus 1 plus 0.
7.
And 2 plus nothing.
2.
Is our answer reasonable?
Yes.
Good deal. Okay, we're going to do 2 more problems and then you guys are going to show me that you can do these on your own and then you'll get started. Okay. So, here we go. Estimate, what does the 9 tell the 1 to do?
Go up to a 2.
Go up to a 2. So we have 200 times 3 is our estimate. 200 times 3 equals 600. That's our estimate. And then we put in our little zeros. 2 behind the 1 and 1 behind the 9. Then we start multiplying. 3 times what?
100.
3 times 100. Good. Then 3 times 90. Then 3 times
0.
Very good. So 3 times 100 is 300. What's 3 times 90? So our basic fact is 3 times 9, right?
27.
And we go, Jace.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, our basic fact is 3 times 9. 1, 2, 3. So that's 2 tens. Whoops. 2 tens and 7 ones. 27. And then with 1 0. And then 3 times 0. Okay, now what do we do? Stack them and add them. Okay, so we will get 570. Is our answer reasonable? Okay, very good.
That went the wrong way.
You did. Okay, one more. So if you're still a little confused, watch closely. Okay? All right. 471. What does the 7 tell the 4 to do?
Go up to a 5.
Okay, so 500 times 4. Basic fact is 5 times 4 is 20 with 2 zeros behind it. So our estimate is
2,000.
2,000. Good. Okay, now we're going to add 2 little zeros behind the 400 and 1 behind the 70. And you guys tell me, what do we multiply together first? Ella?
4 times 4.
It's not really a 4. What is it?
400.
There you 4 times 400. Okay? That's the reason we're writing those little zeros, Ella, so we can remember that it's not really a 4 anymore, it's a 400. By the way, if you haven't figured it out, we always start with the bottom number. So 4 times 400, then we come back to the bottom. 4 times what? 70, and then?
4 times 1.
Good, okay? 4 times 400, so 4 times 4 is what?
4 times 8.
No, that's
16.
adding.
No.
4 times 4.
16.
16 with 2 zeros behind it. 4 times 7 is what?
28.
28. So you go to the 4 row, then the 7, and they cross at 28 with how many zeros behind it?
1.
1. And then 4 times 1 is 4. When you add them all together, 1,884. Is that close to 2,000?
Yeah.
Is our answer reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys use this same format to do number 4. When you get it finished, raise your hand and I will come and let you know if you can go on.
Can I go to the bathroom?